YouTube. As promised, I wanted to make another video on the tails of my last one with a pretty short break in between. Try to be more frequent in my postings here. I actually wanted to make one earlier, but I've just been busy. And the reason for it is obviously my darling Cro baby has finally become found. And there's a lot of stuff going on with Cro for this reason. Mainly the Coinbase Pro listing was a huge factor for the pump, along with still the Kronos net is launching, I think in the next couple days here, which should enable a lot of cool features with DeFi and dApps and such. So that's going to be huge. And also they're just continuing to do just amazing partnerships with everything that you can think of with marketing. I forget if I mentioned in the last video or not, but they released a video with Matt Damon, which was a short little clip about being bold in the space. So, you know, it's just a feel-good kind of like, hey, look at us, we're doing cool things, and using Matt Damon as a face. So I think there's still a lot more to come from Crypto.com. Again, I continue to liken it to the Facebook of the crypto world. I think, and we're in the early stages of that development. So imagine getting into Facebook in the early days. I mean, I think that's what Crypto.com is right now. So yeah, I think it pumped up too high, almost 40 cents. From, you know, the start of it was somewhere in the 20, I mean, depending on where you want to look at it, but yeah, it did pretty well. And to be honest with you, it's retracing a little bit today, which is expected. The longer something goes up, the more nervous you probably want to be about it coming back down harder and faster. But as I mentioned before, you know, you really kind of do, pumps are nice, but you do want to see slow and steady growth, because that's something that you can depend on, unless you're a trader and then you want volatility, and that's good too. But for me, again, Cro is actually an investment, a several year hold for me. I haven't even sold. I have a huge position of Cro now, and I haven't even sold any. Most of it's locked up for the icy white card, so that's one of the reasons. But I do have a fair amount that's tradable, and I haven't even taken any profits on it yet. I truly believe that by the end of this bull run, if Bitcoin allows, you know, that's always the caveat, we can see prices somewhere around 70 cents to $1 plus. And that seems a little, but that's not financial advice. Do your own research. This is for entertainment only. But and that's on the conservative side, even too. I see some people out there kind of excited for a BNB style move because they're both exchange tokens, which is true. But there are some key differences that I think you should be aware of before you compare it. I would love for it to do a BNB style move, and I've even said it before too, like get ready for a BNB style move, and that's really only because they're exchange tokens. The reality is that the Crypto.com exchange is not accessible to U.S. customers because of regulations, and the United States is a huge market, like the biggest market. So to have that cut off from Crypto.com, they're losing a lot of volume that like Finance can see, because they have Finance US. And I do expect that Crypto.com will make their exchange services available to the United States at some point, because how can you ignore a market like that? I mean, it's a good and bad thing. They're obviously being rightfully cautious because you know, you don't want to step on the toes of the U.S. And then, but they are losing the volume right now. But they are, I believe, the fastest growing crypto platform so you know, their aggressive marketing, I think, is making up for it worldwide. So, you know, plus and minuses. But anyways, until the U.S. sees access to their exchange, I really think my projections are going to be a little more conservative before we start seeing a BNB style move where it like just goes from like $2 one day to $300, $400, $500, which is possible in the future. Right? Nothing's off the table with crypto. But for now, I'm happy. I'm happy to break a dollar. You know, one step at a time. It's not a trade for me. It's investment. So I'm just continuing to get the interest from staking, rewards from the card. I love using it. To be honest with you, I'd use it even if I didn't think it was a great trade. I would still use it for investment. I still use the platform because I get so much out of it. So that being said, that was my Cro piece. That's a lot for this video. Probably trying to keep it a little shorter, but I did have to talk about the baby Cro. Obviously, Bitcoin's just going sideways right now. It's just allowing the altcoins to run. Everything I'm in is doing really well right now, which is great. Helium just hit an all-time high. Not just because of the general market, but they've made a really big deal with Dish Network. So I would expect to see some good things coming from them still. And they've had some trouble with their network lately because we kind of push out POC 11. I honestly don't remember if I talked about this yet or not, but it's an update to the network basically, and it's been delayed and they're stumbling through some issues and still having some growing pains. And I think once that settles down, the rewards will be more steady. But yeah, so it's expect to see some good things from Helium going forward still. A lot of the miners are still getting delayed being shipped. It's just no surprise. They're all getting delayed, which is a little bit frustrating. So I have been running the deeper mini DPN. I was hesitant at first about it, and I have been running it, and I've actually been enjoying seeing the steady rewards come in. And no agents have knocked my door down yet. It probably takes a while to get the work together. But so the DPN's been nice. I even actually bought a bigger position with the deeper network and staked a larger portion for higher rewards. And I bought it at a pretty good time because deeper seems to be doing well. Bought around the 9-cent range. And so my credit score got a boost up along with the organic growth. So I've been seeing some good rewards, and I just happened to check it lately. And I don't know if anyone's using deeper, but they can let me know. I haven't seen anything about this. I saw my mining balance going up pretty steadily, and then on the 1st of November, it plummeted to 0. And I thought, oh my, whether they get hacked or something, I don't know what's going on. Not that much money to be hacked for, but still kind of would suck. And the next day it rocketed back up to where it was supposed to be, and you can see like it just goes up linearly, like a little over 20 BPM a day. And so I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe someone can tell me if they've experienced the same thing. One of my 3 viewers, or if anybody knows anything about this. Like I said, I haven't seen anything about it, but I'm wondering if it just has something to do with being the first of the month, maybe transitioning a balance. I don't know why that would be the case, because it's my wallet balance, which nobody should really have access to but me. So I don't know why it would go to 0 and then recover normally. Maybe it's a glitch in the software. So I don't know. Let me know if you have an idea. I'm wondering if maybe December 1st I'll see the same thing. I'll try to get a picture of it, a screenshot of it up, so you can see what I'm talking about. I've done the screen record, but I didn't really feel like using that software. So maybe I'll just try to grab a snapshot of it. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and I'll kind of edit it in. But yeah, it was weird. So let me know. That's the deeper thing. And so anyways, I'm continuing to get involved with more and more projects. It's so numerous that I don't really even think it's worth touching on some of them, because some of them are so small scale, and who knows where they're going, because there's so much in the world that's changing so fast, and things can die and explode, flip of a coin. But if anything starts to seem notable, I'll throw it in if I can. Well, like lately, crypto blades. The metaverse, the metaverse is huge now. It's Facebook, kind of changed the name of metaverse. So the metaverse is huge. All the metaverse stuff is pumping, and gaming, NFT gaming is kind of stuck in there. It's a big part of the metaverse. And so crypto blades saw a little bit of a pump, I think, with some other news. But I guess it should be noted, I think crypto blades, I hate to say, is maybe dead. It feels almost scammy at this point. I even have a good amount of skill that's locked up in the game, and you can't withdraw it. Like, if there's limits on withdrawal that are ridiculous. And even to get that small amount of skill, under like 0.1 skill, I guess you withdraw a day, which is ridiculous. And even to get that, you're still burning quite a bit of B&B as gas. So, not only are the rewards low, I just don't see a path to recovery for crypto blades unless they really change something huge. I don't know. I still, even if something comes around, I would be very hesitant to get back into it unless the play was basically for free. Which, they've launched their side chain, which I don't even feel like migrating over. I don't feel like doing anything with the project. But, I was up quite a bit at one point, and I never realized any gains, so now I'm down quite a bit on it, and I guess lesson learned there. I just, thought the project was going someplace, and it turned out not to be the case. So that's, they're not all winners, some are losers. But it can still turn around. Like I said, I'm not holding out any hope for it. So there's no update for crypto blades. Although I do really think NFT gaming is the future. It's just huge. It makes so much sense. It just has to be the right game. It has to be the right team leading it. It has to be like, I'm a huge Diablo fan. Diablo 4 is coming out, and something tells me they're not going to incorporate NFTs, because I don't hear it being whispered anywhere. Blizzard itself is going through a lot of pain with their public relations currently. They're firing people left and right and facing lawsuits because of, I guess, their behavior. But that being said, Diablo 4 is the perfect environment for a game with NFTs. If you are familiar with like having a character with an inventory with items, every one of those items is an NFT that you can have actual ownership of. You can use it in other games. Like, imagine just being able to take your favorite sword to Diablo 5 when it comes out too. Stuff like that's really interesting. And they had their whole auction house failure, which ruined a lot of game economics. But I think if they did it the right way, which they're a big enough company, they could easily develop something very, very nice. And I think it would be huge for the space. But I don't think it's happening. But like I said, I think gaming in general, NFT gaming in general, is going to be huge. Axie continues to lead the way, and I'm still in Axie, although I think I'm going to liquidate everything I have if I can, maybe even at a loss. I hate playing that game. I don't know why. I just hate playing that game. It's still it's still spitting out Smooth Love Potion, and that got a pump recently too for the metaverse, but I hate playing it, and I can't get a installer that I trust to play it, so you just sit there, and I think I'd rather have it eat. Lastly, I think it's worth mentioning that the infrastructure bill just got passed, and it seems like some very concerning crypto regulation was included in it. The stuff about needing to collect KYC from every crypto recipient. Every transaction, the crypto recipient needs to collect KYC information from the sender, which is impossible. So I'm worried and interested about how that's going to play out and how the broader space will digest that. I honestly have no idea. It has a lot of implications for a lot of things. So I'm going to be paying attention to that. Other than that, yeah, good on y'all. Enjoy the games if you're seeing any, and if you have losses, you know, can't win them all. But yeah, yep.